The best piece of advice I have for someone trying to succeed in the film industry or any creative space is if you're doing what everyone else is doing, you're doing it wrong.
One of the best to ever do it.
What is freedom? I think I stole this from Bob Dylan, but maybe I stole this from Woody Guthrie. Freedom for me is waking up in the morning and going to sleep at night, and in between doing exactly what I want to do. What's the secret to happiness? The secret to happiness is finding something you love and then doing that for the rest of your life.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Site Review Tuesday. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success, and I want to say thank you for joining me. Now, here in a minute, we're going to get to reviewing one of your websites, and I do want to point out that while this has been pre-recorded, I'm hanging out in the chat, interacting with you guys live and answering your questions. Now, if you're interested in having your website reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your site. And in addition to getting a site review, I also offer a one-on-one session to each photographer who has had a site review done to help them answer any questions or assist in making any changes that they may want to make. Now, don't forget, we also live stream every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, so I hope to see you there. Let's get into the site review.
Hi guys, this is Katie with Zenfolio Customer Support here with another live site review. Today I'm going to be looking at coxcreativephotography.com, and looks like we've got a lovely homepage image to get us started. So thank you to Cox Creative Photography for submitting the site, and let's go ahead and get started. So also, I just wanted to point out this has been pre-recorded, but I'll be hanging out with you guys in the chat. So if you have any questions or comments that you'd like to make while we're doing the site review, I hope that you'll chat in with me while we're here looking at coxcreativephotography.com. So the first thing I noticed is that you've got a lovely home page that includes contact info and information about where to find you if I'm looking for a photographer in my area. So that's definitely a great thing to have on your home page. So let me go ahead and start this homepage slideshow going back here. So you definitely get a clear sense of the kind of photography that you do right here in the homepage slideshow. It's a nice selection of images, and then as I said, you do have the contact info down here. Looks like Colorado is really a beautiful place, so that's great. You've got the social media links in case folks want to try to reach you there. So I think this is a really effective home page. The only thing I would say about the home page, specifically this slideshow, is that there are a lot of images being used for the home page slideshow. Now, it could be that your visitors would come and would want to see all of the images that you have posted here, but my recommendation would be to pare that down to 15 to 20 images that really showcase exactly the kind of photography you do. So I can definitely see that you're doing a lot of portraits and a wide variety of portraits, but there's some overlap here. For instance, we're seeing a few different sports portraits, a few different senior portraits, and these kinds of things, you might have a more effective slideshow by just really narrowing that down to images that you feel really highlight your skills as a photographer. So your favorite images based on the kinds of photography that you're doing. So aside from that, this is a really great homepage, and let's go ahead and get started with some of these site menu items. So when I was looking at your site, I could see that there's a little bit of overlap here. So with the lifestyle, seniors, and portraits site menu items, it looks like these are mostly showcasing that you do these kinds of photography. So these are essentially portfolio galleries that you're using to show the kinds of photography that you're capable of being hired for. It might be useful since there are site menu items that can't be seen unless the browser is resized. For instance, beyond the contact site menu item, there should be a me site menu item over here in the top right hand corner. It would be helpful to condense some of these site menu items to a drop down similar to what you have here with portraits. So under portraits even you might include seniors and lifestyle so that you can see all of your site menu items no matter what browser or what size screen your visitors have when they're visiting your site. The same could be said for the missing me site menu item, the contact site menu item, and the praise site menu item. So all of those might be able to be condensed into something like an about me site menu item with a drop down menu that has praise, about me, and contact underneath that. So let's go here to your lifestyle gallery. So I can see that you're using one of the home page layouts, and then for your main site pages, you've got this header logo. One thing you might want to do with this header logo, which you can do in the customize view of your site, would be to add a little bit of vertical padding so that there's a little bit of space between your logo and the site menu underneath. So that's something you might want to consider. And looking at this particular gallery, I would recommend turning off the option to view the breadcrumbs. So this might be a little confusing to your visitors, especially if this is the first gallery that they're looking at on your site, because then they might navigate back to portraits, which is going to lead them to your portraits group, which may not really be set up for your clients to find out more about your photography, since you'll have covered these as well under your portraits group in this site menu item here. So, in going back to lifestyle, I would say it might be useful to go under the customize view of this gallery, and in the options you can turn off the breadcrumbs so that that path doesn't lead your visitors back to these different areas of your site. So another thing you might want to consider for these portfolio galleries is that you've got the watermarks applied, and if that's your preference, you can certainly leave them there, but as a way of showcasing your images, it might distract a little bit from being able to really get a handle on the kinds of photography that you're doing. It might also help to pare down some of these images into separate galleries so that you can differentiate between say, event photography and something more like the portraits that you're doing for your lifestyle photography. So that would be one thing you might want to consider here in this gallery. Now, when I go here to the seniors, seniors is going to have one of these thumbnail layouts that let your visitors really easily click and see all of these different images on your site and scroll through those pretty easily. So I think this is a nice layout, and I noticed that you used the same layout for the seniors as well as all of the portraits galleries and for the live music gallery, but you're not using the same layout for the lifestyle images for that gallery. So it might be worth having a little bit of consistency between these various galleries and their layouts. So I'll pull up one of these portraits galleries. So I think this is kind of an ideal setup. You can see there's not the breadcrumbs in this one the way there are with the lifestyle and seniors site menu items and those gallery thumbnails layouts. So that might be something that you want to consider, is maybe setting the default for your galleries pages to what you have here with children, families, and couples. But I guess just the children so this children gallery is not going to have those breadcrumbs, but you'll see the breadcrumbs here with seniors, and you're also seeing them here with the families item, and let's see about couples. So couples are also going to have those breadcrumbs. And it just might be a little confusing for your visitors if they start to try to navigate through your site and sometimes see the breadcrumbs and sometimes not. So same here with this live music gallery, though it is nice to see that it's the same layout on each of those. One thing that I did think when I was looking over the site is that live music almost made me wonder if this wasn't just going to be a photography category, but was going to be live music that I might be able to book you for. So that's something you might want to consider, would be condensing something like children, families, couples, and seniors under a portraits menu item, and then something like lifestyle and live music in their own category here in your site menu. So of course now you can also see this missing site menu item, the Me menu item, on this extended view. So definitely condensing some of those site menu items down could be pretty helpful, and having a little bit more consistency as far as the page options and the layouts for your galleries here when you're highlighting portfolio items could be helpful and could be a good way of making sure that your visitors can navigate easily around your site. So we'll go here to the praise menu item. And I really love what you did here with this custom page. I think that testimonials are really helpful for potential clients, and I think it's great that you didn't just include text, but also included images of your clients as they're providing these testimonials on your site. So I think this is a really strong site page. One thing that I did notice as I was going down the page is that you've got some vertical images featured here and have laid those out side by side, which I think looks great. And then there's another vertical image here that is left justified while the rest of the site is pretty symmetrical, so you might consider taking that vertical image and either setting it up laid out similar to this image where you've got the two verticals side by side, or just center that vertical image for the sake of consistency on this particular site page. But I think this is a really great page otherwise, and I think it's a nice use of the custom pages feature to incorporate both text and images, which is definitely helpful for your SEO, your search engine optimization on your site. Wherever you can use custom pages, it can be really helpful. I noticed that your proofing site menu item is a client access page, so I think that's really helpful to be able to get right into that. And then your contact menu item, unlike the rest of your site menu items, your contact actually opens a new browser tab. So that's something that you might want to change under Customize Website view of your site. And you can set that contact page not to open in a new browser window. Not sure if that was entirely intentional, but that is an option that I didn't see on any of these other pages. So going here to the Me page, another nice use of a custom page. I like that you've included information about yourself, a nice portrait, the man, the artist at work. I think that's a really nice image, and probably turned out also as a lovely photograph. I did notice here this "Can we talk?" in bold. I think that this would work great as a link to either your built-in contact page, or you could even create a new custom page and embed a third-party form for the "Can we talk?" and then make sure that that shows up as a highlighted link using the theme designer, so that that really stands out and gives your clients an opportunity to immediately click and get in touch with you in case they're interested in hiring you for your services. So I think that that would be a great addition to that particular site page. I also noticed here in the footer that you've got your contact information again with those social media icons, and that's a really nice thing to have there. So it's nice to meet you, Alan. I hope that this was helpful for you looking over and reviewing your site. So just to go back over this a little bit, go back to your home page. Again, I really love the home page. It might be helpful just to pare down some of the images that you're using in that slideshow so that there's a little bit less repetition in the types of images that are being used there. I love that you have your contact info right away so that folks in your general area in Colorado know that you would be local to them and can hire you. I think it's great that you've immediately got some contact options here as well as those social media links. So really effective homepage here and a nice use of one of the specialized homepage layouts. And then looking here at the galleries, I would again say about the site menu that it might be worth brainstorming some ways to condense some of these items so that all of your site menu items fit here on the home page. Maybe by putting the seniors here under portraits, and maybe even condensing something like the lifestyle and live music options. And then also, it may be helpful for you to look at praise and contact the Me section of your site and condense those menu items down to a drop down as well. And looking here at the lifestyle gallery, it might be useful to remove some of this extraneous information, so you can turn off things like the breadcrumbs, the visitor counts, the number of photos, and the dates that these were created. So it's not entirely helpful to see that that this gallery hasn't been modified since January of 2018, so that's something you might want to get rid of. You may also want to remove the select photos option here, unless you're particularly interested in having your clients able to download the lifestyle photos. Also, again, it might be helpful to have a consistent layout across these portfolio galleries so that these all appear to your visitors in exactly the same kind of layout, just for the sake of consistency and site navigation. So, Alan, thank you so much for submitting your site. It's coxcreativephotography.com, and I'll be sending you some follow-ups that will help you to make some of these changes if you'd like to make some of these changes on your site.
Hey, thank you guys so much for watching that site review. If you found this video helpful, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button and hit the little bell icon so you get notified when we post videos and when we go live. Now, if you're interested in having your site reviewed, there's a link in the description below this video where you can submit your website for that. And in addition to getting a site review, you're also going to get a link where you can schedule a session with me. We're going to go over your website, go over the review. I'll answer any questions that you have and help you make any changes that you're interested in making. So the link to sign up for that is in the description below this video. Now, don't forget Zenfolio Live coming up this Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys there. Until then, I hope you have a great week.